The stars above New Denver were quiet the night they took the children. Dr. Margaret Maggie Hayes stood at her kitchen window, washing dishes, when the light came. Not the soft amber of street lamps, something colder. Something wrong. A pale blue beam descended from the clouds, silent as a grave, and swallowed the backyard whole. Her twin sons, Jake and Danny Hayes, 7 years old, were playing outside. When the light vanished, so were they. Maggie's coffee mug shattered on the floor. She didn't hear it. She was already running, screaming their names into an empty yard. Only their sneakers remained, 2 small pairs, side by side in the grass, as if the boys had simply evaporated from inside them. The official government response came 48 hours later. 3 alien vessels, flagged as Galactic Council diplomatic ships, had entered Earth's atmosphere without authorization. The Council's ambassador delivered a cold, bureaucratic statement through official channels. The human juvenile specimens were acquired for biological cataloging. Standard procedure under Galactic Protocol 7. They will be returned upon completion, estimated 14 Earth months. 14 months. Her babies. Specimens. Maggie Hayes, former U.S. Marine captain, current director of Earth's Interstellar Liaison Division, read that message 3 times. Then she made a phone call. The Galactic Council had dealt with humans for only 11 years. In that time, they had categorized humanity as a Category 3 emerging species, primitive, emotional, largely harmless. Interesting enough to study. Weak enough to ignore. They did not know Margaret Hayes. Within 6 hours, Maggie stood before the United Earth Defense Command, her jaw set like carved stone, her dark eyes burning with something the generals in that room quietly recognized as unstoppable. "They have my sons," she said simply. And they did it without asking. General Thomas Briggs leaned forward. "Maggie, the Council has 200 warships in this sector alone. We have 14. She cut him off. "We have 14 warships." "I know." She pulled up the holographic star map. "But we also have something the Council has never once seen in 11 years of watching us." The room waited. "Consequences," she said. What followed was later called the 72 hours in every history book written afterward. Maggie didn't ask for a military strike. She asked for something far more terrifying, a coordinated human response. Every nation. Every resource. Every favor Earth had quietly built across 11 years of careful diplomacy with the Council's enemies. The Vorkai merchant guilds, who humanity had traded with generously, blockaded Council supply lines. The Drenathi Confederation, who humans had defended in a minor border skirmish 3 years prior, recalled their ambassadors from Council space. 17 independent space stations, all of which had human engineers maintaining their life support systems, suddenly developed critical technical difficulties. And Maggie personally broadcast a message on every frequency the Council monitored. Her voice was calm. That was the terrifying part. "You took my children. You called them specimens. I want them returned in 48 hours, unharmed, unheld, and personally delivered to me. This is not a negotiation. This is the only warning humanity will issue." The Council laughed. Privately, in their marble chambers, the elder delegates actually laughed. They stopped laughing when 14 human warships dropped out of FTL directly inside the Council's diplomatic exclusion zone, a boundary no species had ever dared cross. Not to attack. Maggie was smarter than that. Each ship broadcast a single document, signed by 49 sovereign Earth nations, every major off-world human colony, and 11 allied alien species. A declaration of human accountability. In simple, devastating language, it outlined every crime. Every unauthorized abduction. Every catalogued specimen taken from every species the Council had ever dismissed as primitive. And it named Earth as the species formally pressing charges before the Interstellar Court of Sentient Rights, a court the Council themselves had created, and arrogantly assumed no lesser species would ever dare use against them. The Council chambers erupted in chaos. Jake and Danny Hayes were delivered within 31 hours. They came home in a Council shuttle, wrapped in silver blankets, clutching each other's hands. When the ramp lowered and Maggie ran to them, pulling both boys into her arms simultaneously, the soldiers standing on that landing pad, hardened, decorated veterans, looked away to hide their faces. The Council issued a formal statement calling it a diplomatic resolution. Maggie called it something different. She called it Tuesday. Humanity had been watched for 11 years. Studied. Measured. Dismissed. It took one mother 48 hours to remind the galaxy. You don't take what belongs to humanity. Not ever.